What it do, man? Your boys coming through once again with a new video. In today's video, we're gonna talk about me getting sentenced to 20 years. My feeling, what was going through my head, and what helped me to keep my sanity. Right? Getting sentenced to 20 years is not easy at all. It's not, and a lot of people would do anything to get their sentence reduced. Right? If you know what I mean. See, when I got sentenced, before I got sentenced, when I got busted, right? The first time that I went to court, I had this public defender, man. As soon as he saw me, man, the first thing, before even he introduced himself, the first thing he said, "You're done, man. You're through. That's it." Exactly how I'm telling you. Those are the things that he told me. He didn't say, "Hey, my name is this. I'm gonna be your lawyer who's gonna represent you." Nah. He said, "Man, you're done. You're through. That's it." That's exactly what he said. I looked at him and I was like, "I already got a lawyer, man. Right? Like, what are you doing? I already got a lawyer," which I already had one. And that thing got stuck in my mind, right? Like, damn, this. But he was being honest, right? He was 100% honest with me. He wasn't bullshitting. He was being honest, right? The whole time I was thinking about it. I'm like, man, and that was around the period that I was by myself, single cell, right? For whatever reason. And eventually, once I got moved to the pod with the homies, right? You tend to forget. It's different. It's way different, man. You forget about your case. It's more with the homies, doing whatever you have to do right there, spreading and stuff like that, right? Working out. Your mind gets off your case into what you're doing right there and what you have to do, which it can get complicated at times, especially when you have a lot of haters. So eventually, man, after getting certain deals, right, I end up falling for the deal of 20 years, right? 20 years. So they offered me 20 years, man. I said they don't want to go down because actually they had me, but they had me. I was I already had a strike for a crime that I didn't commit, but I took the blame for the homie. Then I had this case that were two different shootings on different occasions. It didn't happen on the same day. It was two different shootings on a different occasion. So each one carry a strikeable offense, right? At this time, 19, I'm not familiar with the laws and stuff like that. Because if I knew what I know now, I would push it even farther, right? But young, didn't know. The lawyers, they just want the money, and you already know how that plays. So 20 years, and I was like, man, all right, it is what it is. They're not going to go down. I'm not gonna risk it to get life. The two straw. The only thing that was messing me up, it was the three strike law. That's it. Other than that, I was like, man, if I can beat this case, the rest is golden, right? Which I would have been able to beat that case, the attempted murder. I remember when I went to a sentence, right? Which before I go into this story, let me just tell you, when I got busted, there's other people who got busted after I got busted, right? Did a raid because I already put a video talking about this. Why it was the reason they did a raid after they got me. But there was other people with a bigger case than me. They had a 187 case, right? And 20 years, man, people would like to go to the easy route. You know what? Let me give you information on this, lower my case. I'll testify on this. People get down like that. Or sometimes they don't take the chance to actually testify, but they give that information. And because of that, their scandalous move never got exposed, right? Never get exposed. Did I thought about this? Nah. Those are the homies. They had their own headache. I had my own headache. And you know how it goes, man. If you're man enough to do the crime, you should be man enough to do the time. And that's exactly what I did. So when I got sentenced, man, 20 years, it was the best choice. So I'm not going to say that I went over there and it hit me. Everybody was sad and stuff like that, because they were, but that was the best outcome, right? Instead of getting life. I went to the cell. They didn't think about it, or like whatever. Eventually, as time passes, as they talking about, okay, well, then you're gonna go to the pinta, gonna do this. This was gonna have to. This was gonna happen. Everything started hitting you. Okay, like, damn, 20 years, 19 years old, 20 years. I'm gonna get out when I'm like 39, right? If I max out. And all that thing starts piling, it piles up in your head, right? It's not easy taking a deal for 20 years, man. Knowing that you're not gonna be out there in your 20s, your 30s, right? You're missing everything that a lot of people are going through their best years in the 20s, man. You're not gonna be able to experience that. Why? Because of a horrible bad decision that you made. Oh, many bad decisions that you made in your life. The only thing that kept me from going crazy, I guess, is the fact that for the longest they used to talk about they're gonna drop the percentage, and I used to hold to the memories that I used to have when I was in the streets, right? Just to keep me somehow sane, right? Somehow sane, in touch with who I am. Once I hit the pinta and I start seeing everything unfold and how people move and stuff like that, I used to look at people, man, and within me, I used to tell me like, damn, this is what I'm gonna do for the rest of my time in here. And one thing I told myself is that that time I was gonna do my time. I was not going to let another man tell me how to do my time, right? Because at the end of the day, it was my life. I decide how I want to do the time. Eventually, as time passed, I did what I had to do to do my time the best that I could and stay away from the shenanigans, right? Of course, it was a difficult step, but it was something that I need to do in order to get out. Because I knew that there was something more and better than what I what I was living at that time, right? I was now willing to sacrifice myself for everything that I once I believed. I had to make a grown ass decision, right? Without throwing nobody under the bus or nothing like that. But as a man, make a decision of what was best for me, and now how I can have better control of how I can maneuver my life within those walls, which I did. Of course, we did experience things that a lot of people may not experience, but those memories, I'll take them with me so it could remind me of how dangerous prison can be, right? How the fact that one individual based on his status, based on the fact that he might not like your hood or you, can wreck your whole life and use you and abuse you, which doesn't happen all the times, but it does happen. This is my story, man, and hopefully you can see it for what it is. With this being said, man, thank you. Don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to comment, and don't forget to like. Highly appreciate it.